Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an interesting looking puzzle in front of us because we have some unknown entities. So we're going to have to do some figuring out in this puzzle. So let's just jump into it and see what's going on and then see if we can get it figured. So it says very contrived, in my opinion, by Scojo and chat. I don't know if he's talking to a chat that he has or someone else who's named chat, but I think I should have probably read the description previously. It might have helped me with that one, but there we go. I didn't. I'm sorry. So what do we got for rules? So we got normal Sudoku supply. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Then we've got diagonal X sums, which we've done these in the past. These are not little killer clues. These are diagonal X sums. So a clue outside the grid gives the sum the first X digits along each indicated diagonal, where X is the first digit seen along each diagonal. X may not be greater than the length of the diagonal. A represents an unknown value, and 3A is 3 times that value. So let's pick up that apart. So we can look at this 8 clue. We're going to know there's a digit here, whatever it may be. It's going to tell us how many of the digits along this diagonal we're using to add up to the value of 8. So this was a 3. These 2 digits would be included in the 3 digits, and then these 2 would have to add up to 5 in some way to make 8. Now we also have the A here, which we do not know what it is, so we're going to have to figure it out. And whatever we figure out the A value to be, the 3A is going to be 3 times that value. And then whatever this diagonal, however many it is, will have to add up to 3 times whatever A is. And then the last little rule, which I didn't notice at first, was flatmates. So, and we've done these before as well. So every 5 in the grid must have a 1 directly above it or a 9 directly below it. It may have both, but it doesn't need both. So if we were to figure out this is a 5, it could have a 1 above it, a 9 below it, or it could have both, but it has to at least have one of those. And that's that. So those are the rules. There's, like I said, it's not a ton of rules, but there are a couple of interesting variations to some of these rules and a combination of rules here that I don't recall if we've had before, but we may have. So anyway, like I said, those are the rules. Link's going to be in the description below. Let's get started on this thing, see if we can figure it out. Excuse me. So the first thing is going to be figuring out any little bit of information that we can start to glean. So let's think about this 20, because it's pointing in 2 different directions, meaning that these 2 digits are going to tell us how many digits each side is looking at. Now, the maximum they can be is 4 for both of them, because we can't see past the puzzle. So these have to be from 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we can definitively say that there is no 1, because you can't have a 1 be the only value and it add up to 20, because it would have to be like a Schrodinger cell with a 119 in it. 2 also will not work, because if you have a 2, you have to have an 18 with it. So these are a 3-4 pair. Now, in what way is that useful? Well, I guess depending on which one is the 3, we will know what those values are. Because if it's a 3, it has to be 3 digits that add up to 20. We've already used a 3, so the other 2 digits are going to have to add up to 17. The only way to do that would be a 9-8 pair. Now, the 4, on the other hand, could be multiple things, because it just means that whichever one is the 4, whatever those 4 digits are going to be adds up to 20. So the 3 remaining would add up to 16. There's lots of ways that could probably work. So we're going to have to figure out something else where it's going to tell us which one of these is the 3-4 combo, dependent on the 9-8 grouping. What about our 8? Again, it can see at a maximum 4. It cannot have a 1. None of these clues can have 1. Well, maybe the A, I guess, could. Oh, no, it couldn't. If we think about it, because if the A was a 1, both of these would have to be 1, and that would break it. So none of these clues will ever have a 1 in their starting position. Now, these could have a 2, a 3, or a 4, right? Because we could do 4. If this was 4, we have to add up to 8. These could be 1 and 2, which gets us to 7, and then another 1. So that is possible. This shares an 11 clue. Oh, actually, let's go easier. This 11 clue looks at only 2 possible spots. We said it can't be 1, so this is a 2. That then removes the 2 from the 8 and 11 possibilities. So these are 3 and 4. Okay, so this can't be a 4 because of the example we said over here. If either one of these is 4, these would have to be a 1-2 pair, and this would be a 1. We put a 2 here. This is 3. This is 4. Now we know this is a 1-2 pair, and this is a 1 because we've said it multiple times at this point. And we at least have a start, and the 4 sees the 3 and the 4. Now the 3 we said has to go with a 9-8 pair. Good. Okay, so this 20 clue is going to be seeing all of these. Now the A clue, again, it can't be 1. It's 2, 3, or 4. 2, 3, or 4. So let's think about the 20 clue. Or can we? Is probably a better way to think about it. Because if it's a 4 clue, it's all of these. If it's a 4 with a 2, these have to add up to 14. If it's a 4 with a 3, these add to 13. If it's a 4 with a 4, these have to add up to 12. So these guys are a minimum of 12. I guess that might come in handy with the A clue. Well, maybe not. Because the only way that really matters if this is a 3 or a 4. The 2, we wouldn't know what the digit here is. Oh, the 2 here means this is a 9, first off. This 3, I'm going to come back to this A in a second. I think there's more we can do with this guy. Because this is already 3. These 2 have to add up to 5 to make 8. They're both in the same region, so they have to be unique digits. We can't do 2, 3. The only other way to do it is 1, 4. Okay, so this A clue is starting to see into this. But I guess there's, this could be 4, because this could be, well, if this was 4, this would be 12. This would be 3A, so it would be 36. There's got to be many ways you can make 36 in some grouping of digits. If this was a 4, okay, let's think about it from the reverse. So we looked at it from the 20 side, but not necessarily from the A side. If this is a 4, we know these 2 digits will add up to 8, and these 2 digits will add up to 12. Now that would make the A clue a 17, because these would be 12, and the 4. Wait, did I say 12? 12, yeah, I can't add. These would be 12 plus the 4, that would be 16. Good math. So if these were 16, these would be 3 times 16, 48. It still seems like we could easily get to 48, right? Because this could be like an 8 and get us all the way down to here. So we have a ton of leeway that we could determine what to get up to 48. So, I mean, unless this was a massive number, it doesn't do much. The only other decent way to look at it is if this was like a tiny number, A, that would then force something small here. But how does that help us? Oh, I just noticed we have an X-wing of 1s, actually, so this is a 1. Let's think more about the 11 clues. Let's think of the other clues and see if we can work our way back around to the A's. This 11 clue has a 3 on it, so these 2 digits must add up to 8, because this is a 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. Now, this is given to 6, so if it adds up to 8, we can't use 7, 1. We can't use 5, 3, so the only option is 2, 6. So we know this is a 2, 6 pair. Is that helpful in any way? Don't know. because we already know the 2 is over here, so the x-wing on the 2 doesn't help. The other thing would be what? Because again, I don't think we could do much. I mean, even if this was a 2, this could be a 2 at 4 to make 6. That would force this to be 18. Again, we have tons of room to work. I mean, the minimum this can be is a 5. We could still probably do tons of work with a 5 to get these up, because the minimum these could be, well, if this was a 5, though, it would be 8, 7, 5, so it'd be at 20. So and then we can go into 9, 8, 7s here, which is another 24, so we can really get up to a digit pretty quickly. Flatmates, is there anything we can do with flatmates? Let's think of these top rows, because we have 1s and 9s kind of nebulously put into here. 5 can never go in any of the... Oh, no, that's not true. It could go here. Oh, it just goes here. 5 can't go in any of these 3, because it would have to have a 9 below it, because it can't have a 1 above it, because it's at the top of the puzzle. But this 9 says there is no 9 down here. So this is 5. Okay, that's interesting. So let's do a little color here, light color, just so we know exactly what this is. So this is 5 cells long. We know there's a 9 up here somewhere, actually, because we can't have it here. Can we go further with our 5s? What about in this region? That can't be 5, that can't be, that can't be. Obviously, these can't be. This can't be a 5, because we can't put a 1 or a 9 below it, or 1 above it or a 9 below it. Any of these could be 5s, though, because this could be 5 with a 9 here. These could be 5s with 9s down here. What about in here? Again, we said none of these can be 5s, but also now we have that. This can't be a 5, because we can't put a 1 above it or a 9 below it. This can't be a 5. And this can't be a 5 either. Because again, we can't put a 1 up here or a 9 down here. So this is 5. Now, we can't say that this is a 1 because of the 5, because there could be a 9 here. But now we can say that this is 5, because we just said that none of those could be 5s. But now this one says these can't be. This is a 5. Mouse, I swear to goodness, I'm going to hurt you one of these days. So if this is a 5 and we can't put a 1 above it, there must be a 9 below it. What are these 2 digits? 7s and 8s. How useful is that? Don't know, but we're putting it in. Do we have anything with these clues that we can do more work with? I don't quite know. Do we want to stick with the 5s? I don't think we can do much more with the 5, to be honest. And we know it's not here, and it can't be here because the 1 can't go here and a 9 can't go here. But any of these other positions could house a 5. Yeah, I don't know that that's doing too much. Is there anything about these digits? Not that I see. Again, this 20 doesn't say too much because these could be multiple things that multiple digits could add up to. Okay, let's go, I guess let's go back to, yeah, let's go back to this now, this A, because we have a finite number of digits that can now be used for the 3A. So if this was a, let's think about the 4 again. If this is a 4, this whole thing will add up to 20, because these all add up to 20. I probably screwed up that, oh no, maybe I might have been thinking of 3 or 2, but if I did screw up my calculations here, it didn't matter at the point at that time, but it does, it's fine now. If this is a 4, these add up to 20, because the 4 looks both ways, so they would be the same value. So this would be 60 as a 3a. There's no way we can get to 60, right? Because this could be 5, 8, 7 at the most. Again, that's 20. Yeah, there's no way this can't be 4. What else does that say? Can this be 4? If it is 4, it is 8 plus 4, which is 12. So 12 times 3 would be 36. I think we can get there, right? 5, 8, 7, again, is 15. We would need 11 more. We could make 11 more work. Wait. 16 more. I said 36. 16 more. 16 can still work because it could be a 9, 7, as long as the 9 was here and the 7 was here. Okay. So maybe that isn't quite what we needed. What else we got? A clue. So this is 2 or 3. Is there something, a minimum of this that's going to cause problems? Because if this was a 2, the most these could ever add up to be would be 11. It gets to 33. That's still not a huge loss there, because it's only, again, not far off of what we commented on the 8 being. Okay, what about this 20 now? This can't be a 4, because now we're looking at this either be 6 or 7. So this is either 14 or 15. No, 14 or 13. Sorry, right? Can I add again? This is 6. This is 14. If it's 7, it's 13. Yeah, 13 or 14. So if this was 3, we're looking at 14 or 13, sorry, is the bare minimum. No, it wouldn't be, because we're now giving I gotta get my brain working here. If this is a 3, we're saying that this is 13 because we have 4 left over to get to 20. So these would be 13 plus 3 to make the A. That gets us to 16. 16 times 3 is 48. Does that work? We said 20. No, there's no way, because these can't add up to 28. Because the most this can be is 20 plus 28. Can't make 28. This can't be 3, so this has to be 2, which means this isn't. Now, if this is 2, there's going to be a bare minimum of what this can be, right? Because what's the minimum we can put in here? We should probably look at it that way now. 3, 6, 7, and 8. So the bare minimum this can be here is 14 plus 3. So we're at 17. So that is possible, because 2, we can go with the 9. And again, we're at 27. No, 11, sorry. The 9 plus the 2. Wow, it's getting worse. So this could be 33. Now, can we make 33? Yeah, because these would be 20. These would be a 13 of some kind. Doesn't look like we really I mean, one of these is, I mean, these guys are 3s, and 2 of them are 3s and 4s. We can at least say that. Well, now if we know that this is a 2, these have to add up to 14. So it's either 9, 5, or 8, 6. So the bare minimum of this is a 7. So the bare minimum this can be is 21. But again, it seems like it's fine, because these could be 3, 6, 5. We're at 14. These would just be a 7. Okay. One of these is a 2. Maybe we need to look at Sudoku and or flatmates to make some more headway here. don't know that that's really doing anything, but we're going to give it a gander. Because you'd think the 5s would be the best place to start looking again for flat mates. This can't be 5. This could be. This can't be 5, because we can't put 1 above or 9 below. This one's already out. One of these two or this one could be. Well, this one actually can't be, because we can't put a 1 in front of it. So one of these two is the 5 in the row. Sadly, it doesn't look like we can say which one is which. Is there anything else we can say about these? Yes, no, maybe so. I feel like we've done just about all of the... Well, I guess we can say this is not an 8-9 pair, but it never could be. That wasn't what we were getting to, okay? Because it would have created an X-wing. Now, we know one of these is a 9 or an 8, right? Because it's either going to be, what, 9-5 or 8-6, because we were trying to get to 14. So we would know that this digit is either the 8 or the 9, because there would be an X-wing between them, whichever one it is. I don't see how the 5 there helps us, though. None of these really seem like they're too useful at the moment. So let's maybe correlate these A's, because they're going to have to be the same values, right? So this is either a 3, which makes it an 8, or it's a 4 that makes it 11. So it has to either equal 8 or 11, which means this can never be a 5 or an 8. What did I say? That was wrong. It's either 8 or 11. Yeah, so it can't be 5 or 8. So this is either a 6 or a 9 now. Now, if we know we've either got 8 or 11, we're at 24 to 33 is our 3A. It seems like it should be more useful than it is, doesn't it? Oh, we said we're looking for 14, so this is a 6-8 grouping. Again, that's not doing a whole lot for us here, but what are we missing? I mean, we've got to be able to figure out what this is somehow, right? Wait. Did I just not finish my 5ing on this thing? Because these can't be 5s, obviously. We can't put 5 in any of these, because we can't put a 1 above it or a 9 below it. This can't be a 5, because we can't put a... Yeah, this is a 5. Okay, I'm just being slow. Now we have to put a 1 above it. That forces the 2 and the 1. That's going to give us plenty of information. This is 6 and 2. This is 4 and 1. Okay, we've got a little bit of something. Now, okay, let's keep looking through this now, because we've at least gotten some things in here. Let's start removing options. This can't be 6. This can't, well, this could still be anything. Shoot. We need to have a 4. So this is 4. These are from 3, 7, and 8. What are these? These are still 3, 6, 7, and 8, so it's not too useful. This is 6, 7, or 8. It's not quite there. Let's go back to Sudoku, because we have more digits now we can work with. Okay, one of these is a 1. One of these is a 1. Can we use that to our advantage? Because we have, let's look at 1s and 9s for the most part now and see if, you know, 9s aren't super useful there, are they? Because we may be able to start. Oh, well, the 1/4, well, we already knew that. What am I talking about? We don't need that. We probably do need it, but if we have a little bit more information, we might be able to get this solved. So let's think about 5s again. None of these can be 5s. Either one of these could be 5. Yeah, one of these is 5, but we don't know which one, because if this was a 5, this would be 1. If this was a 5, this would have to be 9. Can we use that, though? If this is 5 and this is 9, this is an 8, 6, 8, 9. No, and that would force it 8, so that's okay. Very close there. What about here? No, we can't figure out the 5 there either. Shoot. Here, one of these is a 5. Okay, it can't be this one, because again, the 1 is too high. We can't put a 9 down here, so this is 5. Good. We're getting there. It's taking longer than we're expecting, but we're getting there. Now, I don't know if we can go further than that, though. In terms of our flatmates. So it really feels like we've got to figure out this A problem. So again, we're looking at either 8 or 11. This is either 8 or 11. Wait. Yeah, 8 or 11, sorry. No, how would that work? Am I just being slow again? If this is 4, this is 12. This can't. Well, now I hope I didn't make a mistake there. Let's get rid of this for a second. I don't trust it. Let's get rid of these for a second, because I don't trust that. I must have messed up my math. These are obviously 8 here. So if this was a 4, this would be a 12. I was thinking about down here. If this is a 3, this is 5, this is 8. So these are 8 or 12, which means this just is a 6. Yes, I was being slow because we can't get to 12. You dummy. This is 6 as well. So we know A is 8. So this has to be 24. That's a little something now, at least. We can also figure out this 20 clue, because we have 12. This is 8. There we go. Goodness gracious. This is 8. Therefore, we get 7 and 8. Okay. We're back. This is 7. So we're starting to get some understanding of what these values actually are now. This is 3 and 8. Good. So we know we have to get to 24 now. We finalized it, finally. These are 15. These digits now have to add up to 9. How do we make that work? Well, we can't do 1/8 because we can't put a 1 anywhere. I guess we could do 2 6 in a... Wait, I said 9. 3 6 in a specific way. Or we can't do 5 4. That's the only way to make 9 is to do 3 6 because we can't do the 1/8. 7 2 can't work because of the 2 7 here. I didn't say that, but it can't work. So the only... And then 5 can't work because we can't put 5 anywhere. So the only way to do is 3 6. So this is 3 6. Okay. Got there. Okay, so now we're done. 9 plus our 15 is 24. 8 times 3 is 24. All these things are adding together. Let's just do some Sudoku and finish this puzzle. Well, Sudoku and flatmates probably is what we're going to have to use, but... let's go through. Let's just see if we can tie this down with a little bit more Sudoku because we have some more digits to work with. And that might be able to... What are these 2 digits? They are 3 and 6, it seems. And these are 7, 8, 9. So we can get rid of some of this stuff. Anyway, let's go back to what we were doing. I don't know that Sudoku is going to do it just yet, but we're going to give it a quick look. Again, one of these is 5. So that did turn out correct. Let's 6. This has to be a 6. So there is some Sudoku we can use here. That's good. This is 6. One of these is... I don't know that we're going any further with that, though. Okay. One of these is 7, which means one of those is... That's not giving us a ton of info. What about the 8s? One of these is 8. I don't see that doing too much for us. Okay, so the 5s, again, are going to have to be what we need to look at. Do we determine anything else now about options on 5s? So one of these 3 is a 5. So let's think about that. This can't be, because we can't put a 1 above it or a 5 below. So one of these is 5 now. So none of these are. So this is a 4 or 5 pair. This can't be the 5 because it doesn't have the 1 or the 9. So this is 4, 5. This now has to have a 9 below it. Thank you. One of these is 9. And let's continue the process. This could still be 5. Either one of those could be, because the 1 could be above it. Okay. Yeah, just making sure that's all correct. It does seem to be, so that's good. We never finished our A here, did we? Because we know it's an 8, so this has to be 3 to be able to create 8. And let's now jump in, because all of the mathing has been done, so we should be able to... Yeah, one of these is a 1, so this is 1. Those aren't. I think we just have X-wings on 1s at the moment. Let's just look at this. These are 4 and 7, it looks like. Oh, didn't get us as far as I thought it might. So let's go back to the grind here. What do we got? We've got to have something now. Yes, 3. This is 3, which means this is 5, 2, and 9. This is a 5, this is a 1. There we go. Now what are these 2? 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. What are these guys? We're just going to put this stuff in, and then we'll have our options where we could probably use our flatmates to figure this stuff out. 4, 5, and 8. The 5 clearly has to go here. We get an X-wing on 8s. And we can actually place an 8 because of it. So this is 8. That forces 7, 9, and 8. Good. What do we got here? We need 2, 7, and 9. So this is the 2. This is the 7 or the 9. So this has to be 7 and 9 and 7. Perfect. And just trying to see where the easiest place to look here is. What are these guys? They're 3, 4, and 6. 3 and 6. See this one. So this is 4. This is the other 3, 6. This is a 4 by Sudoku, which forces the 7 and the 4. Are we done with 4s? We are after we do the 8 and the 4, and that's going to give us the 8 here. Good. What else do we have? Can we figure out these 3? We need a 1, a 7. So this is 7. So these are 1 and 9. The 9 can't go there. 1, 9. There we go. We figured out how to do it the easy way. This is 2. These are from 3, 6, and 9. Neither one of these can be 9, so this is 3 or 6. This is 3 or 6, and it can't be 3. That's gonna, again, my mouse is being annoying. 3, 6, 3, 6. And we should be able to just kind of work through the rest of this now, finally. I think all of our flatmates are also done. What is this digit? 7. These two are 2 and 3. So this is 2 and 3 because of that bad boy. These guys, we must have a 5, so it goes here. This has to be the remaining 1 for the column. And then these are 2 and 7. There we go. You solved the puzzle. Oh, it took me a little while to see some of this stuff. What did that say? Just saying. Oh, it's been out for almost a month now. 170 solves. That's not a ton. So a little bit of work required on that one. Particularly seeing or figuring out the math for the A kind of came into be a struggle, and I kind of whiffed, I think, on my initial determination of what these were, and that kind of dragged it out a little bit. But really enjoyed that puzzle. I do like the diagonal X sums and kind of the combination with the flatmates, and then leaving a little bit of the clues to be solved by who is solving it instead of just giving the values, which I think is quite nice. So anyway, that said, hope you all enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.